And even though they made $10 billion profit last year, our big banks want more. Not passing on all the cut, the full $200 every month, on an average $300,000 mortgage. One broker is so outraged over what he calls greed, he's giving away money to prove the banks can do it without going broke. Gavin Alder reports.
Do you have a home loan, man?
Yes.
Can I give you some money? Do you have a home loan, man? There you go.
It's a blatant, unrepentant stunt.
From me. There you go.
What's this all about?
I'm giving away money.
Is this just a cheap stunt?
No, it's not a cheap stunt. What I'm trying to get people to do is understand that the Reserve Bank today is going to reduce the official cash rate. What we want is the banks to pass that on to consumers.
A small home loan lender handing out money to stick it up the big four banks.
There you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
If I can afford to give back to Australian families with no strings attached some money, then the big banks can absolutely afford to pass on this interest rate reduction.
Wayne Ormond is the founder of Refund Home Loans, and he knows this is a message that will strike a chord with homeowners across the nation.
What I'm suggesting is that perhaps that Australian working families aren't the only ones that have to feel the pain. Why can't some of our banks take up some of that pain?
We're seeing some cheap political and marketing stunts at the moment about the banks.
The cash Wayne Ormond handed out today is small beer compared to what the banks will pocket if they don't hand over the full 1% rate cut. Despite the global doom and gloom, the big four have weathered the storm very nicely over the past 12 months. The Commonwealth's profit is up 7% to $4.7 billion. Westpac's profit surged 34% to $2.2 billion. The National Australia Bank's profit is $2.6 billion, up 25%. While the ANZ defies the trend, down 7% to a tick under $2 billion, despite record revenue growth of 12%.
The bank CEOs came out last year and said, oh, we're in a global cash crisis, we're going to have problems maintaining profits this year. Well, they didn't. And one of the reasons they didn't have a problem maintaining profits is they have already increased interest rates to consumers over and above the prescribed rate by the Reserve Bank.
Now, it's easy to say the banks are simply being greedy, to accuse them of leaving us, their customers, to carry the bulk of the economic burden. But the Prime Minister and the Treasurer are backing the banks, and financial commentators like Michael Pascoe say now more than ever we need the big four to be profitable.
If the banks were to cut their dividends right now, their share prices would be trashed. It would be very bad for the Australian stock market. It would be bad for the confidence in the Australian financial system, and we'd have a much bigger problem.
But the opposition Treasurer Julie Bishop doesn't buy that argument.
Our banks are strong, they are well capitalised, they're regulated and they're highly profitable. And that's good, we all support that. But at the same time, homeowners need relief. Businesses need relief.
That's the message being handed out by this rebel non-bank lender on the streets of Brisbane today, and it was well received.
For the good of the country, the good economy, they should be passing it on.
They should pass it on.
They seem to put them up as fast as they get an increase, so why not put them down as fast as they get a decrease?
And here are more numbers that make you wonder how competitive our financial industry is. Over the past 12 months, smaller non-bank lenders have been squeezed out. The big banks have snatched back their share of the home loan market, from 78% share this time last year to over 90% now.
We don't want to go back to a situation where we've only got the four major banks lending to Australians, because there will be, let's be very clear, if that happens, there will be no competition.
Right now, remember who owns the banks. We all do, through our super funds. So it's not the time to kick them too hard right now.
Gavin Alder reporting. And if you think we're doing it tough, spare a thought for the United States, where the national debt clock, on display for years in New York's Times Square, has run out of spaces to display $10 trillion in red ink. With the Iraq war costing $10 billion a month and other debts, and $800 billion to bail out banks and the credit market, there is no room for more zeros.